Local LLM models have gotten really good in the last few months. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to download, install, and start operating two different local models in two different ways using Ollama and lmstudio and a couple of new open weight models that just came out in the last couple of weeks. And I want to do this because I believe that owning your own path to LLM and AI kind of sovereignty and controlling your independence over the big companies is important. Now, I don't mean to hate on OpenAI or Anthropic or especially Google, but I do want us to all have options because optionality is the most important thing when it comes to a piece of technology and an ecosystem as important as AI. And so in this video, you're going to go from, hey, I thought I might do something around open models and open weight models and local to, I know how to download, operate, install, and connect local models to the tools I'm already using. Okay, so first things first, here in the browser, go to canirun.ai, and it's going to tell you if you can run local models and what local models you can run. And I'll just give this a refresh here. So on my machine, which is Apple M4, MacBook or Mac Mini, 16 gigabytes of RAM. So not a hugely powerful computer here. This is the same actually as the specs on my 5-year-old laptop. It was top of the line, and this is kind of $600 bottom of the line Mac Mini. We could talk for days about hardware and gear and all this. We won't, right? So with 16 gigabytes of RAM, combined RAM on Mac, and that's different. I won't get into it, but you need to know like combined RAM and Apple Silicon versus like VRAM in something like an NVIDIA machine. I can run Quinn 3.5, which is what we're going to get into, Mistral Small, Gemma 3, and we're going to go into these, right? So this tells you kind of like what weight or power of model that you can run. And if you click into here, you can see how big these models are. And so to take a half a step back, let's just talk at a high level how LLMs work and how you can operate these models on your machine. Because I think a lot of times we abstract this away to, oh, I go to claude.com or I run Claude code in my computer, and that's fine, but it's not what we need to know to make local models work on our machine. And so I think at the core of it, we have the model down here, right? This is the typically like a .guf file that you download from somewhere like lmstudio or Hugging Face, which is a kind of directory of local open weight models. You can download them here, run them on your computer. You can also download these from Ollama. We're going to talk about Ollama and lmstudio in just a second, but think of the model like a database. It's all the raw data of the weights and the bits of the model, and it's kind of knowledge, right? So it's kind of like a database. And then we have the next layer, the inference servers like Ollama and lmstudio. And I mentioned lmstudio before, and you might be like, Craig, you can't gloss over this. Like, what is lmstudio? So lmstudio is an application that you download and run on your local computer to run and power these models. So if the model is kind of like a database, a tool like lmstudio is really just an application to run and view and utilize that database. And so I have lmstudio running here, and I had it tell me some jokes here previously. And then I said, hey, I want to go to Italy. Tell me about a 5-day itinerary. And it told me all this, right? So this kind of looks and feels a lot like ChatGPT maybe, and this is all happening locally on your computer. And don't worry, we're going to set all this up in just a minute. And then the other way you can do this is with Ollama. And Ollama is a similar kind of thing, but it runs on your computer in the terminal. So as opposed to a nice graphical user interface like this, it's in the terminal. They also have an application layer, but typically I think folks either say, hey, I want an application, I'm going to use lmstudio, or I want to run this in the terminal, I'm going to use Ollama. Those are the two paths. We're going to go walk through how to do each of these in just a second. But at a high level, that's important to know. And then you have other applications like OpenCode, which is like a Claude code or a codex that's open, so you can use any model on it. Codex CLI, things like Continue, or any other app or IDE like Hermes or OpenClaw. You can use locally on your computer to access these local models and not have to pay anything in subscriptions or token cost. And so I think this is really where it's like, hey, what's the value of a local model? One, free, entirely private is number two. And the last one is you can customize and use them with any kind of application that you want. You're not boxed into the world that the big AI companies are telling us we need to live in. And like, don't get me wrong, what Anthropic and OpenAI are doing right now is literally changing the world. But I think we also should know kind of how this is working so we can take control, kind of veer in the specific directions that we want as well. Okay, so we have models we need to download. We have applications we need to run those models, the inference servers. And then we have applications like OpenCode, Codex, OpenClaw, or Hermes, which are AI agents to use these models. So let's go through each of those. So I mentioned LM Studio. So you go to lmstudio.ai, download this for your computer, and open it and run it. It's just that easy. From there, if you want, you go to models, and they have this whole catalog. And you can filter this by like stars, model size. Let's go by downloads. Quinn 3.5 is the model we're going to use inside Ollama, really powerful. And Gemma 4 is the model that we've downloaded inside LM Studio. So you would click on this model once you've downloaded it and say, hey, I want to run this in LM Studio. And that's it. That's literally everything that it takes to go from 0 to I have the inference server that's running the model, and I'm downloading and using the model here. That's what I've done already. And so let's go back to LM Studio. We'll start a new chat. And you can see we're running the Gemma 4 model here. I have both Gemma 3 and Gemma 4 E4B. And so let's just go back here and look at, this is the model. It needs about 6 gigs of memory, which I am on a 16 gig computer, so I have plenty of kind of headspace. And it was also about 6 gigs of memory, of disk space to download. So to me, on an average piece of hardware, this is about the best local model that you can get. This is from Google also. So, worried about like data privacy and where is this coming from? One, with data privacy, you shouldn't worry at all because it's local. It's not calling out to external services or other countries. So you don't have to worry about your data at all. This is all on your computer. Caveat, I would say on something like Hugging Face, where you're getting models not from the provider directly, there is the opportunity for folks to inject badness in these post-trained models. I won't speak ill of anyone because I don't have any like firsthand knowledge of this, but as we think about more sophisticated hacking attacks, one of the places I could definitely see it is in some of these models that are not from Netflix or Google or Cohere Labs, which I know of, but are just like, random companies. What are they doing in post-training to affect these models, and how might that expose me to bad stuff from a cybersecurity perspective? Okay, so you download and install and kind of run this model, and then over here you just type in something. You say, "Tell me a joke about llamas," and it's going to tell me a joke about llamas. And you might say, "I want to build a podcast hosting platform like we have at Castos." You can check out castos.com. That's my company. What would I need to make this happen? And this is a little further, so it's going into thinking mode here. And you can see thinking and vision are both on. So one thing about Gemma 4 is it's a multimodal model. So audio, video, and reasoning, and text, of course. So pretty cool. So you can load up like, hey, tell me what this image is, or hey, analyze this video, or hey, synthesize and kind of improve the audio quality on this podcast episode that I did. So you can do a lot with this model, and everything is free to run because it's all local. So this is good. This should think for a while. So thought for 32 seconds, not bad, right? Like that's pretty good. And I want to run a bit of a comparison here. I want to load up the same question in Claude Code running Opus 4.6 just for us to see the difference. So I'm going to copy this exact prompt. Okay, and so I'm in a fresh Claude Code instance. I'm running 4.6 here, Opus 4.6, and I'll just paste in the exact same prompt. And let's just see kind of what it gives us here versus what it gave us using Gemma 4 locally entirely for free. Okay, so backend, API, audio storage, front end, database, users. We'll let this churn for a minute. Okay, so it says, hey, smart, do not try to build everything at once, start with an MVP. So we need a dashboard with audio management, metadata, RSS feed, analytics, monetization. On the user side, we need a player, we need a mobile experience, right? Like I run this company and these are all of the things that we need. Okay, so that's cool. Cloud computing, object storage like S3, yep, cool. good. Okay, so this is pretty good. I gotta say, like, this is pretty good. Opus is done, and it has largely given us the same thing. So it might be like a little more specific here, being like, hey, host on Vercel, libraries like FFmpeg to stitch audio files. But like, this is my take on local models right now. 90% of what you need, 90% of the time can be done by local models. And that's for the average person. If you're a super power user developing, advanced banking software or crypto or advanced analytics or stock trading or something like that, you might need Opus and Codex, GPT 5.4 all the time. But that's not most people, I don't think. Okay, so like comparable here, right? Gemma 4 versus Opus 4.6, comparable, not the same. And this is a very simple question, but this is not so simple that like you couldn't get away with this a lot of the time. Okay, so we're up and running. If we go back to our drawing here, we've downloaded the model, we're running it in LM Studio, and we're using, and we could connect other tools to it at this point, right? So let's do the same with Ollama, just a different path, right? So back to the drawing, you can use LM Studio to host and run the inference servers of the models, or you can use Ollama. So I have Ollama installed already on my computer. If I didn't, I would just do this and install this in the terminal. And if I go back to my terminal here, I just type in Ollama because I already have it installed. So once you install it, this is the first thing you'll get to. And for Ollama, and this is something I learned in starting to use local models, is you need to download the model in the inference server, so in Ollama or in LM Studio, differently. Because I thought, hey, I downloaded Quinn 3.5, can I use it interchangeably between the two? No, easily. So if you figured out a way to do that, that would be cool. I don't want to have to download another 6 gig model file just to use interchangeably in Ollama and LM Studio. I could be wrong. So what do we want to do here? Do we want to chat with the model? Do we want to launch this in Claude Code, launch this in Codex, launch this in OpenClaw? And this is where we get to the last step of the kind of progression that we were talking about. So we downloaded the model, we're using it in an inference server, and then we can connect it to these other tools that we want to use. Cool. Okay, so for now, we're just going to say I want to chat with the model. So I will say between Quinn 3.5 and Gemma 4, the biggest difference is speed. For me, Ollama is always quite slow, Gemma and LM Studio, and I don't know if it's like if I ran one, like it's not a direct comparison of the two, but I just find LM Studio to be faster and a little easier for me to manage than Ollama. So tell me a joke about llamas, and it's gonna go away and do this for a while here. So like it's gonna go away and think and overanalyze and come back in like 5 minutes with a joke for me. Whereas when we looked at LM Studio, like it gave us a joke in just a couple of seconds here, right? So I wanna touch on 2 other things that are really important when it comes to running local models. And again, we'll go back to our handy drawing here. So we downloaded the models, we're running them in inference servers. Now we need to connect them to external services. And I mentioned Hermes. Hermes is an AI agent framework, so it's replaced OpenClaw for me most of the time. Really great. If you don't know what OpenClaw is, it is a similar kind of AI agent personal assistant. Really powerful tools that take a lot of work and set up. And I have a really interesting video on using the 2 together that'll be coming out later this week. So if you're not already, please subscribe to make sure you get that. And so the other way you can use these is application, kind of like Claude Code, but it's called OpenCode. And OpenCode, as the name suggests, uses any model that you want, right? 136,000 stars in GitHub. And pretty powerful. And so I've downloaded OpenCode already. Again, this is just another tool to access the local models that we're already running. And so if I come back to my terminal here, let's see how our llama joke is progressing. Right? So it just is like, so again, I don't know if this is Ollama as an inference server or if it's the model that is just taking forever. Like maybe I need to do better prompting. I'm not really sure, but we'll see if we can like cancel this. Okay, so we've kind of stopped this. We've stopped this for now, and we'll just say quit. Back in our terminal here, we've downloaded and installed OpenCode, just using this command right here. Just type this into the terminal and you're ready to go. I've already done that. And so I'll just type OpenCode. And it starts something that should look a lot like Claude Code. Okay, and so the first thing that we want to notice is like we're using their own local model called Big Pickle, which is a funny name. And so what I want to do is figure out how to run the Gemma 4 model using LM Studio in OpenCode. Okay, so we've done a lot. We've downloaded and run a model. We have the inference servers, LM Studio or Ollama, to run the servers. Now we're going to connect one of these external services like an OpenClaw or a Hermes or OpenCode, which is like a Claude Code or a codex for open models. And so we're going to work on connecting OpenCode to our local model that we're running locally. Before we do that, we have to start the model. And so we have the server running here, and this is just local server for our Gemma 4 model. And you can see it gives us a local URL to run the model at, right? And so this is running, and I've increased the context length to 32,000 tokens, okay? Which is not the max, but it's pretty high. And so we can see it's running the Gemma 4 model here, and we'll want to copy this and then come into your editor and create in the OpenCode folder on your machine, create this config.json file and paste in this exactly. And I'll include this in the description below so you don't have to screenshot this or anything, but you can just screenshot it and give it to your Claude Code or OpenCode or whatever. And this is exactly what you want. And so this is gonna let us run this model locally for free on OpenCode, which is also free and local and entirely private. And you can use the heck out of it as much as you want. Don't worry about your credit card burning up. Cool. And now that we're ready, we're gonna run OpenCode. And now we have a fully local, entirely free, entirely private coding agent system using the Gemma 4 model on our machine. And we can do anything we want. And Hermes is my favorite AI agent framework. For me, kind of like better than OpenClaw these days. And I want to understand how it does memory better. And so I might come into the agent area. And, oh, let's look at skills actually, right? And so like we might just copy this URL and say, hey, tell me how skills are created in Hermes. And it's going to go fetch this blob here, this Python command, or this Python code, and it's going to come in here and tell me all about it. And so I might understand how to make a skill creating agent or tool just like Hermes does. Because one of the best things about Hermes, you don't have to load in all these external skills with security vulnerabilities and stuff. You can just like tell it to do a thing, and then if it needs to, it knows it can like write a new skill on the fly for you. Cool. So, okay, so it understands that I'm wanting to look at this file. Since this involves understanding code, I should first use the web fetch tool to understand this, right? And so this is going to go on for a while. And that, like, if you did this in Claude Code, would this be faster? Like, possibly. Could you run a whole bunch of different versions of OpenCode and tabs in your browser here and get things done like in parallel? Yeah, absolutely. The other thing is this is entirely free. So it's using fetch. So it's using tools to go do things on the internet. It might write code later. It might analyze scripts or run scripts. It might do a security audit, but it's not as important. Like what we're doing here is that in, I don't know, 15 minutes, we've gone from, I don't know what all this local code stuff, LLM model stuff is. I know what a local model is. I know how to run a model and run an inference server. And now I know how to connect it to other tools that I can use to run my business and run my life and be happier and more productive as we go. And so this is A to Z, getting started with local models on a pretty average piece of hardware. This is not some $5,000 Mac Studio. This is a $600 Mac Mini that I'm doing all this on, and you can too. So I hope this video is helpful in you getting started and feeling empowered to run local models on your computers. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. This space is evolving very fast. The few places I would keep an eye on is Hugging Face for local models that are community kind of driven, but also probably just like some social media channels and YouTube channels like this, hopefully to bring you updates of the local models and the latest and greatest and what's going on there so you can feel empowered and independent and sovereign when it comes to your AI kind of future. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.